Welcome to the first episode of a collection of spaces in 2026. This conversation is with Liang-Jung Chen, an artist, researcher and collector. I visited Liang at her Liverworks studio in Poplar, East London, where she has been based as part of a 3-year residency at the Acme Fire Station. The space functions as both a home and a studio space, supporting a practice that moves between making, research and reflection. I came across Liang through the Hardware Archive on Instagram and was curious about how the project has evolved over time. We spoke about the process of collecting, researching and cataloguing everyday household items and how the archive operates as an ongoing research space that evaluates ubiquitous hardware objects, often overlooked, yet deeply embedded in everyday life. Our conversation explored how Liang uses the space and the realities of being a full-time artist in London, while also taking part in international residencies and workshops. Liang's wider artistic work spans movement, performance and site-specific installation. A recent project documents a personal journey through the British citizenship and indefinite leave to remain application process, using performance and documentation to navigate systems of belonging and bureaucracy. I left the conversation thinking about what it means to live and work in the same space, something many people struggle to separate both physically and mentally. It echoed my earlier conversation with Daniel Etok from last year, and the idea of treating everything as one, the work you make, the life you live, unified in one that allows ideas to emerge, overlap and evolve. Could you describe where we are in London, what the building that we're in is, and how long you've kind of been in this studio space?
Yeah, so we are now in Poplar, East London, and it's also kind of close to Bromley by Bow, so I would always say it's like kind of at the edge of Poplar and Bow. Yeah, and we are right next to the A12. Is it?
Yeah, it's A12.
A12.
Yeah.
So it's very busy.
Yeah.
It's a very busy road, but we have nice sound isolation windows, so it's actually not that noisy.
Yeah, you can't hear the road at all. It feels very quiet.
Yeah, so it's former fire station building that was built in 1911, and it has been bought by an art studio provider, Acme, in 1997. And ever since then, Acme transformed it into live-work artist unit of 12. So it's been around 28 years since artists occupied this building, and each of us get a limited amount of time that we get to live here. Previously, it was 5 years, and recently they changed it into 3 years. Yeah. So yeah, and I've been here 2 years now, which means I have 1 year left. And yeah, there are 12 of us, and 4 of them are international units, which means there are 4 international artists who come here on short-term basis, like 3 months, 6 months. And the rest of us, the rest 8 of us were like UK-based artists who are here 3-5 years. Yeah.
Do you do much work between you, or is it kind of some people share a lot of ideas and things, or is it more just people working away by themselves, or just a mix?
I would say it's more, we are very much on our own in terms of our practice, because this fire station residency is mostly for like mid-career artists. So each of us came in with quite a established context of our practice already. So and each of us are actually all of us are quite busy. So we actually sometimes we don't really see each other that much, but we definitely try to make time to do like a monthly or bi-monthly gathering at someone's unit, or in summer when the weather is nice, we do it at the terrace.
Yeah, it's really nice out there.
Yeah, yes, next to the. Oh yeah, I forgot to describe our neighboring. Yeah, so it's kind of in the interesting area where it is still very much industrial, but then there's also a lot of new buildings around here, and there is actually one that is currently under construction.
It's kind of on the edge, I guess, of like the Olympic development when they in 2012, when they did all that. We're kind of right on the edge, like further up north up the road.
Yeah.
That area just changed like so much, and even now keeps
and
changing.
Also Canary Wharf.
Yeah,
like
it's south. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes. So Canary Wharf. So Poplar is like a lot of Canary Wharf people. If they can't afford, they live in Poplar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're also very close to Crisp Street Market in Poplar, which is like a very migrant based like neighborhood
area.
So so it's an interesting area. We are next to like Safe Store, DPD, Amazon warehouse, and also next to a recycling truck.
Yeah, so very industrial in that way.
Parking. But then we're also next to Canal and River Lee.
Yeah.
So for me personally, because I cycle and walk most of the time, so I always just walk along the canal. So for me, it's fine. But I know for some people who are not really into canal, they could find this area a bit.
In some ways, it feels not like obviously it isn't the edge of the city, but it kind of does feel like that a little bit, like geographically. But then they're building so much that way. But yeah, maybe at one time it would felt like the edge of the city, like this road kind of goes from north to south, and you're like on the edge of it in that way.
Being cut through.
Is this like the first kind of studio residency that you've done, like program?
So I remember I was so excited 2 years ago when I got this.
What was that process like to get the studio?
So it's very much similar to applying to a residency in an institution. So you just upload your portfolio and your CV and your cover letter, motivation letter, and they will select a few artists for interview. And I can't remember if there are two so there was one viewing and one interview. So, but then I feel like at the viewing day, they were already kind of
they kind of know,
they're kind of feeling the vibe of the person. Yes, and we also have to, because it's subsidized rent. So we still pay rent, but like a slightly lower rate. So we still need to prove we have income to pay the rent. That's pretty much it. I applied like twice before I actually got it, because I think it's quite competitive. It's just so difficult in London for artists to have any sort of space. So I'm really...
Do you know how big it is in terms of size?
You mean the actual size?
Yeah, the actual size.
Oh, that's a... no, actually...
Maybe it's if I describe it, so we walk in and there's a kind of... Cause it's a live workspace. So there's a corridor that just leads us in, a hallway. And then to the right-hand side is a small kitchen. And then where we're sitting now... is like your studio workspace, which I don't know how, maybe 8 meters that way by 4 meters that way. And then just behind us where we're sitting is like your bedroom space, and then a kind of shower and bathroom. So in terms of like studios, but comparing to my studio is maybe half the size of this. It's also up.
It looks bigger from the picture.
Just like wide angle kind of lens. But in going back to me, I would love a space this big in that way. It reminds me of like I haven't trying to think of like the other studio space I've been to for the other people from this series, but it reminds me of going to see Friends studio spaces in Berlin back when there was like much. It's kind of, I guess, the building like similar time period, like where they were like factories that were repurposed as live workspaces. But yeah, just that kind of space. Yeah, I don't think you see many studios kind of like this.
Yeah, it's so interesting you feel that because I think it's just in London context. It's
but also
just,
I haven't been to many like live workspaces to kind of see them, and they're mainly the studios I've had in the past. It's like a workspace. So maybe it feels a bit more homely. It feels nicer. Yeah.
I think it also comes down to the fact that I don't really have like divider or furniture.
Yeah.
And also now we're sitting on the floor, so when you sit on the floor, it makes the space feel bigger.
True. Yeah.
So and the reason for this is because I didn't really do this in the past year, but when I first moved here, the first year, I did a lot of like live performances in this space. Yeah. So I would take everything in a storage and then kind of treat this space like a gallery space, like a white box. So so that's why I don't really have any fixture thing. Yeah,
you just have, you don't have lots of shelves or lots of books. It's like you've got a toolbox in front of us, and you have a table, a small table there, and then we're sitting on the floor on a table with a bit of kind of plywood, just kind of raised up in that way. What were those? Can you talk about those performances that you did here? And did you? What did they look like? And did you were you doing them to document them either with photos or video, or did other people come into the space and kind of see the performance, or was it a mix of those?
I guess then I think it's a perfect start to kind of introduce my practice. So I would say I am an artist working across all sorts of mediums. So I don't really fix on one material, but I work with any material. And I would say I mostly like create a situation or like a situation where I kind of use quite like everyday material, but I try to expand their materiality beyond the familiar uses. So, for example, like I have this rack hanging in my studio that was something I made for installation and performance I did in early 2024, last year. And I kind of hung a lot of beeswax strips like this one from the ceiling, from that rack. So it's kind of like a super long thing, beeswax candle, but it's more like just like a cotton string coated
like kind of dip.
And they were hung with wire, like very, very thin wire. So it looks almost like the fire, when you light them, the fire are kind of like floating. So that was me trying to experiment with how candles can be made, and also how this fire spot, the distribution of the fire spot being high up and like the composition of
Yeah,
fire,
yeah.
like change the perception of the space,
Mm-hmm.
because suddenly the space feels almost like yeah, I don't really know how to, yeah, but it's something that yeah, I guess a lot of installation like performance I do is something that you have to be there to experience firsthand,
Yeah.
to really get the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something I did in the studio, which was very which was me trying to make the most out of this space by inviting friends and some of my work contacts to come and see, and just for my test like prototypes for the installation.
Yeah. Did you, when you applied to get the studio, did you have an idea that you kind of submitted to get the space? And are you still working with that kind of concept or idea, or have you just kind of gone down a completely different path?
Yeah, I think yeah, maybe it's worth mentioning that my training was actually in industrial design. So I studied industrial design for my bachelor degree back in Taiwan.
Yeah.
And then I moved to London in 2018 with working holiday visa. I don't know if you know what that is.
No, you can please describe it. Yeah.
Working holiday visa's formal name is Youth Mobility Visa.
Okay.
So it's for people under 30 to move to another country to take on any sort of jobs, mostly like short-term jobs.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's good for the country's like labor market, because those young people, they usually just do like hospitality and stuff. Yeah, so I first came here with that visa, and I was working in a design studio for half a year, and then I just started to pick up some. After that job ended, I picked up some like art fabricator jobs, like just helping out artists in their studio to make installation and sculpture.
Yeah.
And it's also during that time I started to freelance kind of. So I started to also take on a lot of design jobs, like exhibition design, graphic design, all sort of creative service I could offer.
What do you need from me? Yeah.
And that was going quite well for some time. I was like very busy, but then pandemic hit, so suddenly I lost a lot of like freelance projects. So that was, in the hindsight, it was really like a blessing in disguise, because it's during that time I started to make like artwork, like that I don't really consider as like design objects anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like this.
It doesn't have a function. Yeah,
exactly.
It's just making it for the sake of making it.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is really rooted in like material culture, like the materiality of things and the social context of this artifact. Yeah, so
was there one thing that kind of inspired you or triggered that kind of to make your own artwork in that way that you remember?
So before I moved to the UK, in Taiwan, when I was working as an industrial designer, I started this side project with my friend called The Misused, where we were collecting hardware items from the hardware stores, local hardware shops, and kind of repurpose them into homeware items. and this was like in early 2018, right before I moved here. So we did like a small show, like exhibition before I moved, and we kind of carried on making this project for another 2 years.
Yeah.
Although he was in the Netherlands, he was based there, and I'm based in London. So we still kind of managed to make some of the misused objects for like all sorts of design festivals, like Dutch design festivals, London design festivals. So that was the first project that I was kind of doing this experimental design, where we used it's like very much of like a design approach, but then the object, it's functional, but it's actually not that functional. So it's a bit useless.
Yeah.
It's more like conceptually. I feel like the point is not really the function of it. It's more of like the concept of.
Is it kind of made up of things that are very functional by themselves? Yeah. Do you have any of the things that you made for this here?
Yes.
Like as an example. So yeah, made from an object which is very functional in itself, but maybe when they're combined as a group become less functional. I don't know.
Yeah, this is not like a very good one, but for example, this is like a box made of. Do you want to like a hinge? Is it? Do you call this like butterfly hinge?
Yeah, like a butt hinge where they would come together. So like on a door.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of hinge. Yeah.
Yeah. So for example, we usually associate hinge with like sheet material, like doors or drawers, but then with this one we were like putting it onto like a chunky cube material, and also we kind of change how it's used. So instead of like 2 sheets, it's actually used like 2 blocks. Yeah, so something like that. We were playing with kind of deconstructing the hardware items, kind of try to forget what it was meant for, and then to just see as a raw material and to repurpose it, basically.
Kind of in a way like a child would. In some ways they wouldn't know what the hinge is specifically for, but it spins around, so something that kind of.
It's like Lego. To see hardware items like Lego bricks. And you can kind of assemble them in different ways. So I think this is like this is all how it started, as in like an object like this. It's not really that functional.
No.
It's more like interesting to look at and feel like, oh yeah, never thought you can use hinge like that. So
what do you think it is used for? Is it design? I know you didn't design it, but like you could put like matches in there or things like that. I don't know, or like candles. But again, I'm thinking of what it can be really used for.
I think it's more like a research of. So if you can use this hinge for opening and closing like this, you can then apply it to even bigger scale, and then maybe it could just be a way of like concealing things and opening things. So I feel sometimes it's just like a study model. But then I think it's with this project I realized I'm actually more interested in, instead of designing for like mass-produced industrial products. I'm more interested in this sort of like thought-provoking, like work in progress, half finished research.
More towards like sculpture,
Yeah,
I guess,
exactly.
than like a final.
Yeah. So it's a very long answer to your question,
okay.
but I think in pandemic was really like the so I moved here 2023.
Yeah.
So by then, when I applied, I would have already shifted the focus of my practice for 3 years.
Yeah.
So so I think I applied to this residency with the statement stating that although I come from like a product design background, but I think what I'm interested is more in like the abstract ideas rather than the
here's the final thing.
So that's how I but then through interviews like this, it also did really help me transform my identity, because if no one forced me to like
write it out,
then I would probably be like, oh, but am I justified to call myself an artist when I'm not really trained in I don't have any education in art, basically. So I think in a way I'm a bit like self-taught artist, but I feel like with my training in design, it's actually it's
you can use that for so many different elements. Again, when we were talking about photography like that, and the things that I make, the documentation of it is like so important to me, and also more in like a commercial sense. If you come to me and you want me to make something, you can look back at my archive of things that I made and that photographed nicely, and then you can pick from it, and it's not me just showing photos on my phone or just saying I can make this thing, and you're just trusting me. You can kind of see that that all those different things that I made.
So that's the thing with this residency, that the first time when I applied, I was rejected because they say I'm a designer. I wasn't. but it's another episode of debate of like the divide between art and design. But now, because I don't really make anything that's really functional anymore, so I think I'm comfortable in saying that I'm now more of an artist than designer.
You've made the jump. You're now on the table. You've got a collection of kind of hooks and things. So do you want to talk about? Do you call so? I guess this is from your hardware archive, and you have like a popular Instagram that you post things on, or like a platform. When did you start that? And like again, what was the kind of? Did that come from making these objects, or was that kind of a similar time period?
So with the misused project, that was that I did with my work partner from 2018 to 2020. During the process, I realized, and especially after relocating countries, I feel like there's actually a lot to explore in hardware culture. It's almost like in archaeology, where you go to the V&A and to check out like in Victorian time, like the artifact they use. I feel this is like a contemporary artifact research that is very much still underexplored, because a lot of times I was trying to find like what this thing is for, and I can't find it online anywhere because people don't really.
In terms of like these objects here. Or like something even more, or like old, like maybe I don't know, in the 90s, 70s, 80s, like I was trying to
find more information about just a specific hardware items, and I couldn't really find it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's when I started to feel like there's more to this project that I should keep pushing and digging. And so I started the hardware archive kind of like around 2021, 2022 with a research grant I got from Taiwanese government. So right now so with the hardware archive, I kind of just doing it on my own.
Yeah.
And it's also quite like a lightweight project where I created a website, and then I also created like an Instagram account where I just post an hardware item. Maybe it depends on how free I am. But sometimes on a daily basis, sometimes like monthly. And then the Instagram account really grew over time because I think it's just so niche and so nerdy and so geeky that it really attracts all the hardware nerds around the world. So I would say like the hardware archive account, the following is really international. It's really literally all over, but still confined to more like English speaking, I guess, because the language we use is English. And also Instagram is like a Western social media. And then and with this hardware archive, I am quite keen to bring it into an even more, maybe not like academic, not as serious as academic, but more like to do like a proper research and to frame it in a more insightful, to give it more like insight rather than just like on social media or websites. So that's something I'm working on right now, is to figure out ways to deepen the research. I think I can already share this now. So I'm currently working with the Museum of the Home in London on a 2027 exhibition.
Oh, wow.
That we will display all sorts of hardware items, and I will create like a site-specific, site-responsive installation using these hardware items in the museum. And we will also program a series of public workshops, talks that will hopefully engage like wider public of all sorts of groups, like either with schools or for the elderly kids.
And that's in kind of in Hoxton. Shoreditch, just on the edge next to the train station.
I think it's a perfect place to present this project, because it's like Museum of the Home and hardware culture.
Do you get many people submitting things to you, like through the website and the Instagram?
So we get all sorts of submission. Like a lot of times, people submit what I've already posted, but they just didn't.
I've got one as well. Just them posing with it.
They just didn't. They thought that maybe I haven't posted. But maybe it's just 2 years. So I was just like, oh, thank you. I already posted it 2 years ago.
Too slow.
It's just so many. So it's impossible to really to look at everything.
Yeah.
But I think that's also, I also embrace this because I also quite like the fact that it's just like a one endless, like the perimeter is really blurry, like you can't. Well, I do have a definition on the website stating that in this archive I collect mass-produced items. Like it shouldn't be a bespoke or custom-made thing. It's something that that should be available through a shop or an online place. B, this hardware item, it can't function on its own. It would only become functional when used together with other material.
Is there like a certain name for that? I don't know if there is.
Like,
but like I didn't know if there was like a certain like where like again looking back at what we have on the table, there's a carabiner. I think this is from a bulldog clip.
Yeah.
And then a shelf pin and like a hook from a curtain rail. But they don't do anything when they're there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's like a certain phrase, but I can't think of what it kind of is.
Yeah, there is a term called like semi-finished good.
Yeah.
Which means it's more like describing something more like maybe like sugar. Like
yes. Yeah.
It's it's something that you have to. Well, yeah. I guess you can also still eat sugar.
You could. Yeah. but it's like part of something that becomes something else.
Become like part of a cake.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the two very loose.
So would
perimeter.
A screw or a nail be a semi-finished good?
Yeah, I guess so. But then I guess it's also. So I think it's all very subjective.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm the boss. So for example, of course, like a normal screw. I think I'm interested in its history of like when was the first ever screw was invented, and its evolution. Like, how did it become? When did we? So maybe it started as a nail, and then people started to.
We want to be able to take that in and out. And reuse it or move things around.
Yes, so I think that's something I'm interested, but I won't, because it's just so universal nowadays. So of course I wouldn't be like picking up just a screw on the floor and this is. But I am interested in also how. I'm interested in how it evolves. So I would be interested, for example, like there is this kind of nail that has two heads, not like one head next to each other. How do you call it? But like some sort of like.
Do you know what it's used for? What the nail is?
It's useful like when you punch the nail into a wall, you still have like a certain distance between them, so you can kind of use it as for something else. So the nail wouldn't go
all the way
in.
Kind of has like a ring
stopper.
Or a collar.
Okay. So I think I'm interested in how like the modern manufacturers of nails, they still try to redesign nails or screws into even more clever ways. But so that's something I'll be interested in.
So even from this one sheet of 10 different objects here, you could go down a complete rabbit hole trying to understand that one thing.
Like linchpin. So they also have all sort of different versions now. I think I'm interested in hardware items because they are fundamentally, like they are quite like collective design and anonymous. They are kind of being improved through generations and collectively by different parts of the world, because it's like one company made this and the other company saw it and they're like, oh, that's a good idea, so they make it even better.
Yeah, just like
so
always evolving.
So there is no this end. There's no end to and also like with the technology, like the material technology, with new materials being invented, we can always like improve the performance of the hardware. So so for me, it's just like quite like a humble representation of human technology, because it's not like a spaceship.
Yeah.
Like,
but it could be part of a spaceship.
Yeah, exactly. It's
they're
like
all part
there
of
are
a spaceship.
and something I am even more interested is probably like the anthropological side of it. It's like in different parts of the world, people use hardware items in different ways, and people have their own different hardware items, like because of the climate, geography, religions, like the habits. So so I remember vividly when I first moved to London and I went to the hardware shops here. I was like, oh, so amazed.
Okay.
It's like going into a. It's like it's for me equally exciting as going to the V&A, for example. Like all the hardware items that I was like, oh, never. What is this for? Like, and same would apply if you go to a hardware shop in Taiwan. Yeah.
Like, what's like the difference visually, would you say?
I think it's just like everything is same but different. As in Taiwan, the architecture, the building we have are different. So the window, we don't have sash window, for example. So our window handle would look completely different. And door, like we have a lot of sliding doors, and so we have a lot of sliding door hardware items, and we also have some like religious, like here you have a lot of like something for maybe like church, or like even for Christmas. Like people's habit, people's lifestyle are so different. And also in Taiwan we have earthquakes. So so for example, like nail plate, I see a lot here. Okay. Like and the other when I remember this is my assumption because I never really see nail plate being used on timber in Taiwan.
Do you have a nail plate here? Just show what it looks like. Is it is it like the rectangles or the holes?
Oh, that one.
Okay, and it has like
so there are two, right? Like the one that already has spike, one is just holes, and then you put nail.
And you put them across. What I've seen, I would have seen them like timbers on a roof to join it all together. Rather than putting screws and it's like it's like lots of screws on a plate kind of thing. Nail plate.
Instead of joinery. It's like a quicker way of joining.
And they just have a big press that squidges them down.
So I was wondering like why don't we have it in Taiwan, the nail plate? But then I figure maybe it's because of the earthquake, because with earthquake it's like by shaking it, like the nail plate might just come out. Something like that. I don't really have proof of this, but it's just something that that's what I'm thinking. A lot of the time, you know, like it's just very geeky, like like instead of thinking of like Taiwanese food or British food, which is like I was thinking about nail plate. Yeah, but
What about in terms of, because I guess like the hardware in going back to England, the hardware shop, they always look very visually similar in terms of how they are, and maybe the people running them as well, from like a certain generation or a certain time period. And then I guess those shops, you still see them around on like the high streets, but they're less and less.
Yeah.
People go to like a big shop, like a B&Q, or ordering online, or but then a lot of the time these shops would have the thing that you want, whether it's trying to fix a door handle or something, but you just try to look for it online, and either you get something that doesn't work or kind of works but isn't kind of right. But so in Taiwan, what do those shops look like? The hardware shop, does it look similar to here? In terms of like the layout and them not being super organized, or maybe they're organized, the person working there knows exactly where that screw is, but what's that kind of, have you noticed like the difference between the two, or have you been to any other hardware shops in other countries as part of this?
This is another episode itself as well, because hardware shops are like my favorite places in the world. So when I visit a new city, I always just
like pinning them on a map.
Hardware shop. And it's like it's so different. It's just so different. As in, I was so confused when I first went to Screwfix and Tool Station. Because you can't see them.
That's what I hate about those places.
Like, what do you mean I can't see them? And then you have to ask for them, and then they a bit grumpy. If you're like, oh, actually I don't want this. Can you can I see this? What else do you want? And then I just feel so. It's just such a different experience. But it makes total sense in like London context, in the UK context.
But you need to know what you want.
Especially because I am not really using the hardware items in their usual context. So a lot of times I really need to just have it on my hand to know what I might need it for. So, but then I've been to other cities in the UK, and there are still some physical hardware. I think it's just maybe London is really strong, like it's really affected by the high rent. But
I guess also the things like Screwfix that just replaces it for the majority of people, and maybe there's less people like fixing their own things, or maybe things get thrown away a lot easier when there is probably a solution to fixing, whether it's the handle or the curtain rail or something like that. There is something to fix it, but people just throw it away.
So then it comes down
to like a very cultural change in that way.
Like the cost of living, like in the UK, because time is money. In London, especially, like time is money. So if it's like, do you want to spend a whole day trying to figure out how this works, and also you might not succeed. Or you just spend £30 on IKEA to buy a new one.
A new thing,
And then you feel like, so my hour minimum wage is like £15. So if I spend a day and I couldn't really guarantee it will be fixed, then I might as well just spend
and buy the new thing.
But then there's definitely also this rise of DIY culture in another sense, where because people are so detached from making nowadays, so they actually crave making. So I've been giving workshops in some workshops in London, and I do see the rise of like people who have a 9 to 5 job, but then because they want to make things, so they sign up to these workshops.
Where are you doing those?
So I did one in Black Coat's workshop.
Okay, yeah.
And I also did some in galleries, and that is open to public to sign up. And I also teach at university. Yeah, but I guess university, the context is different, like because students were there to learn. But I can see this interesting shift of how I think people nowadays, they just really need, they want to do something like hands-on and interesting. Yeah. But then it's more like for their, it's like more like experience economy. Yeah. Like they want to, it's part of their interest. But then if it's like when it's like actual everyday need, like to get the drawer fixed, you sometimes feel like, is this fun to do?
Yeah, it's more stressful than it. You're watching a YouTube video where someone's fixing it, and if you don't have the right tool or the right, I have that. Like I watch so much YouTube and watch like people fix things all the time, and there's things at home that I need to fix. But I think I have that energy just to be able to take it in and then be able to figure it out. Yeah. Whereas some people just don't even want to do that. Like, it's more stressful than it is like the achievement of fixing the drawer in your wardrobe. Like trying to figure it out, and then at the end it does work, and it's like really nice to be able to do that. But for some people, I don't think everyone's mind works the same in that way. Yeah, and even myself, because I consider myself like, I'm quite hands-on. I should be able to fix things. So the other day I was trying to fix like my Dyson hairdryer, and it was just impossible. Yeah. And I guess something like that though is so. It's just so. It's not made for like even any kind of spare parts kind of fixing maybe. And Dyson, they charge like £100 to fix it. I was like, I might as well just not use Dyson anymore. I would just. So I have a broken Dyson. But the same with I think it's just. But I think it's a good topic for me to kind of tap into. Like, I feel like my ideal way of living is. I think my ideal way of practicing art is more like. I feel like it's more of a lifestyle rather than a specific body of work. So I'm like, I really crave for like a more like holistic way of living where it's like very local, and where you know where your food is grown. Maybe I don't necessarily have to grow them myself. And also what I do every day is quite like every act has meaning. It's meaningful, because right now I feel like my life a lot of times is just that I try to make money so I can pay rent, and then I can do. I'm just in this hamster wheel of, and I try to make this installation that, and I don't really justify why I'm making it. If my life, if I'm so like tired and like I don't know how to pay next month's rent, well, I'm still making this beautiful like wax installation. I don't know. It just feels so. Everything is so disconnected, and also this thing with I'm not able to fix things on my own and have to rely on a company, and so I feel like my practice is still very much still evolving, but then I feel like my ultimate goal is to have a very holistic practice where similarly to
the hardware archive is that I have the knowledge of how to make everything that I ever need in my everyday life. Well, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I think in collaboration with the community.
It's not completely, there's people close by that can help fix these things. Or you have like I don't know what the thing is in your mind, to like figure it out and fix it and get close enough, get 90% of the way to understanding how the Dyson hairdryer works. And then you're like, right, this is the piece that I need. It isn't, you're able to figure those things out. Yeah, so you're not far from it in that way. Yeah. So it's not completely like going back to the spaceship where you're just looking at it and it's so overwhelming, the complex and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, I think that's actually the bottom line of my practice. Like, I don't really, I'm not really after like something ambitious or like of a spectacle, but more of like this everyday. Oh, in Mandarin we have this term called like 小确幸. It's like a tiny pleasure in everyday life. So I think my practice is very much after just being quite critical but content with every decision I make in my everyday life. Yeah, maybe it sounds also a bit utopian, but
It's just thinking about things before you do them.
Yeah.
But not to a
intention.
Just being like, this is why I'm doing this and this is why I'm doing this thing. You mentioned about doing like the workshops, and you've done those with students. And I saw one where I think you were collecting like objects that you found.
Oh yes.
Whereabouts was that, and how do you enjoy that process of working with students? And does that inspire like your studio kind of work in that way as well?
Yeah, so I have a quite close relationship with Barcelona as a city, because I did a residency there in 2022, and since then I have had a really close connection in the arts and design scene there. I'm now represented by a gallery there, so I go there maybe every half year. And 2 months ago I went there to do a week-long workshop in a design school called Elisava, and I think that was because it was a week-long workshop, so it was actually quite a good one, because you really have the time to think about, for students to really immerse themselves in a theme. And I feel like that workshop was kind of like where I bring all my current interests together. Like, so the brief was basically so maybe before we touch on the brief, maybe we can also talk about my interest in movement. That came from this holistic practice I was talking about earlier. I think I became interested in movement because of just how my practice like movement. Because I just found myself in front of laptop a lot, like doing emails and applying to grants and trying to communicate with my gallery and stuff. And I just feel, my body, I'm not really exercising at all, other than like walking and cycling. And so that's when I started to feel like, I do need to move more. And so that's when I started to take some movement classes, where it's more like, I guess you can say it's part of the contemporary dance genre, but it's not really like a set choreography. It's more like just you explore your movement freely. And so I've been doing that for also like good few years now. And so with this workshop, I was trying to marry this interest in movement as well as this hardware items archive into two. So the brief was kind of basically we were exploring this idea of a kinesphere, which was a term coined by Laban, like this. I don't know if you know, he's like a famous choreographer who also founded his own dance school called I think Trinity Laban School. But anyways, it was basically kinesphere was basically like this space with your arm reach. So this is kinesphere, like this space, and with your legs.
Like everything just around, kind of within reach in that way.
And so on the first day of the workshop, we did. They are. The course is called Beyond Product, which means it's product design, but not product design.
So they were product design students that you were doing this with.
Yes, but they're also not product design because they have another course that is called product design. So they are beyond beyond them.
We are way cooler than the product design people.
So I think this is good because that means the outcome doesn't have to be a product. So so on the first day of the workshop, I gave them like this movement class where I was really challenging them to free up their body. And on the second day, I think again it's like there is a disconnection with our body nowadays. It's like it's really like when we were kids, we were just like dancing, and we are not afraid of like people judging us and stuff. But now we are grown up, and then we suddenly feel we need to be proper. And but anyways, on the second day, I kind of brought in some props or some material basically, and kind of explore how these materials can inform the movement. And from second day onwards, it's just the time were there, so they could start making and on the last day, we put on like kind of like a street performance in a public space in Barcelona, where they had to kind of do a live performance with this, no matter like sculpture or installation they made. And that was so that's how I see workshops. It's like it's kind of I treat this almost like making work. Like the workshop itself is a piece of work. And in terms of I didn't really know how they are gonna take it, and so I was feeling really I was really looking forward to how they would interpret the brief. And it went well, but I could also see because this brief is of course not for everyone, because some people are just like inherently super shy, and they are not really comfortable with like presenting themselves in that way. But I think it's just like a brief that really pushed them outside of their comfort zone as a beyond product student. So that I think is a fun.
Nice. Do you come away inspired by like those weeks or those days with those people, or is it quite quite tiring or a bit of everything?
I think it's it has to be both. Otherwise, if it's not both, that means maybe I wasn't trying hard enough. So So yeah, so I think I'm interested in keep exploring this direction. But I mean, I'm already kind of doing it inside my own practice with some of my installation work.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I'm definitely interested in like if I were to bring this into a group of people and to extend this to like to the community and stuff. Yeah, I think
So it seems quite like childlike, like the way that you would like people to interact with these things.
Yeah, I guess it's yes and no, because I think there's definitely like some sophistication in it that I am after. And yeah, I guess it's childlike as in like the courage
Yes.
you have to kind of let go.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like every act, if you carry it out with intention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're able to kind of examine it and think about it after,
Yeah.
and like, why did we do that? And yeah, what did these materials, how did they affect kind of the outcome? And yeah, I guess even presenting it in a street space, like what would that be like at the other end of the street or in a different neighborhood or those kind of things.
Yeah.
What have you got, any plans for like the next year? Have you got any projects in mind?
Yeah, so for 2026, it's gonna be a quite full-on year because I am doing a residency in Japan for 3 months from September to November. It's a research residency, and I really want to make the most out of this time in Japan. So, which means I have to rearrange all my workload throughout the year to make sure I don't need to work on side jobs in those 3 months. Yeah.
And have you got an idea for what you're going to do there? I guess because you like proposed something to them.
Yeah, so it will be mainly with the Howard Archive project, but then I am also definitely gonna it's just gonna be my personal exploration in general. Yeah. So
nice.
Yeah, and we've already started working on the Museum of the Home exhibition.
Nice. So
yeah, and now I work 2 days a week in an organization as an associate artistic director. So I actually don't have full time to my practice.
Yeah.
So yeah, so a lot of it is like time management of how do I, a lot of the time it's just applying to fundings in both of my organization job and my personal practice job. Yeah.
Do you feel that's like helped your personal, like the applications, like doing it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's just a bit conflicting in terms of time. Like, although I only work 2 days a week, but I still feel like I am thinking about it a lot of the time, like more than 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to go.
Yeah.
Right. Move on to the next thing.
Set a boundary. Yeah. Yeah. Because if it is a job that is completely irrelevant to art, maybe I could still try to differentiate. But because it's very much like in the same field.
Yeah.
So it feels like they're a bit like competing.
Yeah. I guess that. Yeah. What I was asking about, like the space, like living and working.
Oh yes.
In the space, like in the same way. Do you ever come home and feel? How do you deal with that? Like coming home and then seeing something you're working on. Say if you had a studio space which was away from home, then you wouldn't you would have maybe the things around you in your home, but it's do you ever kind of come home and be like, I wish I was really working on this today rather than, but I guess your paid work helps you do this work, so it all kind of goes in together.
I think I have maybe not like a controversial answer to this, but like a maybe like debatable. So when to circle back to what I was saying earlier about like having this like holistic practice.
Yeah.
I also think in that scenario, in that situation, there is indeed there will be indeed no boundary between work and life.
Yeah.
So, but then it's all. But still, first and foremost, your well-being is being looked after. But then, if you are doing something, for example, if I am, for example, the beeswax installation I'm doing. So if today I were to really harvest the beeswax from the beehives.
Okay.
If I really have a bee farm and then I harvest the bees and then prepare them for the beeswax that I'll be using, is that work?
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm saying yes, but no, I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So even it's just everything is the same. It's not muddled together. It's just like moving together as one.
Yeah, exactly.
Being in the space, doing the work, seeing the inspiration, going to the hardware shop, picking up everything is all connected. It isn't like siloed or like separated out.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're not resentful of working for someone else today. Yeah, it's just all part of one thing.
Yeah, so that would be.
So I feel that in what I do. It's like there's maybe times where you're a bit, I wish I was doing this thing and I'm doing this, but it is all the same.
Yeah.
I think it, again, very hard to switch off from one thing and focus on the other. Maybe if you have like a family and like children and those kind of things, that maybe makes those divides easier or harder. I don't know, but
if I would have children, I would ask them to harvest the bee.
Then you'd have more hands. Yeah, they have small hands, so they could get
labor.
Yes,
but also same apply to like meetings, for example, like some meetings with some curators of other artists. It really just feel like chit chat, or you're just having such good time talking about ideas, and that for me is not really like working. So I feel like I don't mind. I think basically what I'm saying is like this setup serves me quite well. But at some point, I think still in London, considering I don't own this space, I have to pay rent. So still there's this tension there in terms of I have a pressure of like, okay, each month I need to at least make this much of money. So I think that's kind of the what stops me from integrating everything even more. Yeah. Ideally, I would like to have allotments on the terrace, but then it's just like, oh, I need to work for this organization, and I just don't have time for anything else. So I think, but then I think recently I've also been reflecting on to take like more like radical ownership, or in terms of I think there's a term, I don't know if you've heard of it, like autotelic. It's like you are doing everything on your own turn, like you don't kind of plan anything, because everything you've made decision for yourself. So I shouldn't be complaining about paying rent. It's like I chose this. So I think recently I've been practicing this. It's like no one forced me to live in London, you know.
No.
Like I could just move back to Taiwan with my parents. But so you can see like no excuses. So I think that's something I'm practicing right now, is that instead of looking at like the struggling side of my life, right, I should look at like what I have, what my privileges. Because, for example, my privilege is probably like I am able-bodied, and I speak few languages, and so it's like to focus on these things instead, and then to really build things on this, and maybe slowly with what I struggle,
you can figure out solutions for that. Yeah, like being able to fix the thing, going back to the fixing of things. And
exactly.
Don't get, why does it not work? You can like, okay, put it down for a moment, like step away, and then try to think about it. Rather than being so head down and like focused in whatever it is you're doing, that it might be a stressful situation, but you can kind of move away from it a little bit.
Although I feel like I'm not really sure if this is like a residency. I mean, this is more like a studio program. I feel. But for example, like the residency I did in Spain, or this upcoming one I'm going to do in Japan, I feel like it really gives me the permission to announce that there's a shift, because maybe that's something I've already have in the back of my mind, but I just didn't really like formalize it. So sometimes maybe residency is like an excuse for me to say, okay, so I did this in the residency, so now I'm going toward this direction. But then I would also argue, you also don't need a residency to do that.
But you need to give yourself the permission. In some form. To do that. But not that, I guess, I think in some ways, whether like people like look at my website or the Instagram or whatever, like that is the output that people see, and you're like, oh, I don't want to like change it too much or go completely U-turn and start making things from glass or whatever it is. But you can do that, obviously. You can do, but like you're saying, just giving yourself the permission to kind of do it. But then having a slightly formal framework is helpful, I guess, in that way. And someone else to go, oh, yes, come to Japan for 3 months and do this like with us. Makes it a bit easier, I guess.
True.
But all of the work before that has gotten you to that point. It's again, it's all like all these things like building on top of each other.
But sometimes it's also just like the recognition from the outer world. Doesn't really. I think at the end of the day, it's like, are you actually proud of your own work, the quality of your work? You are like satisfied with. I think that's the most important. Maybe actually the V&A commission last year was really helpful for me, because I was like, okay, I've done that
it's
now.
Kind of like a stamp,
but then I do also question myself, like, but what if I hadn't done that, what difference would it make? But I think it's like a lifelong pursuit, and if we were to, like, Frank Gehry died at the age of 96, so he was like designing till the very so if you think about it, it's so long. So it doesn't really, you really don't need to rush for anything, and like you said, like everything you've done, like from photography, website, joinery, like the more you do, the richer your practice is. So there's no like waste of time doing something. It's only, you can only connect the dots backwards and stuff.
But I think sometimes you have to be like, you have to like pause a little bit to like remember that. Because otherwise
to have a bit of like a review and like strategize like the next steps. For sure.
Just like a bit of reflection time.
I hope you enjoyed that conversation between myself and Liang. If you'd like to find out more,
you can go to a collection of .info/spaces to see the photos from my visit. And if you want to find out more about Liang's work, you can go to liang-jung-chen.com or thehardwarearchive.org, and both are on Instagram as well. So there's a lot of information for you to look at there. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to recording more of these in 2026. Over and out from this episode. See you later.